Welcome to Hospitality on Podcast. I am today with Ronan Vaspart, MIPIM Director, and Vanguélis Panayotis, CEO, MKG Consulting. Ronan, will you please present MIPIM to us?
Yes, of course. Good morning. So MIPIM is a world-leading event in the property market. It takes place since 30 years now in Cannes, France, but it does represent the whole real estate value chain from all countries. And it's not only about property, but it's clearly the whole built environment, but also the show and the platform for the city and how property is integrating the city as well.
Okay. Vanguélis, will you please present us MKG Consulting?
Yes, of course, with pleasure. So MKG Consulting advise most of the investors and operators whenever it concerns what I like to call real estate as a service. So it goes from tourism, hospitality, and extending to senior residence or extended stay property. And we do from valuation to feasibility studies for all those players of the industry.
Why did you choose to get closer to MIPIM? What are the targets?
We had the opportunity to discuss with Ronan how we could bring together the operators from the hospitality industry within the cluster of players in the real estate and metropole area. I think the industry has clearly made a shift in the last decade. Before, we used to have more integrated development for the operators, and nowadays we have a clear separation between the role and the players, going from who is owning the real estate, who is in charge of the development, what impact in the territory or in the metropole, and who is going to operate and which brands. So now we have to recreate somehow the value between each of the players, and we have to help the industry to get together to that topic.
Ronan, what is for you the targets getting closer to MKG Consulting in that partnership?
In fact, hospitality is not completely new at MIPIM, but because we are working with the hospitality asset class since a few years, but definitely this is an asset class which is booming in a lot of countries, and not only in France, but in Europe and in other places everywhere in the world. And clearly we wanted this year to extend our presence and to have much more stakeholders from the hospitality background attending MIPIM. It's not only hospitality or hotel operators, it's also cities, political leaders, investors, developers, the whole value chain. And clearly it was like common sense to get closer to a partner to work in this new hospitality forum and this hospitality summit we'll put together. And that's the reason why it was good for us, and it was quite relevant for us to work with Vanguélis and his team and with MKG Consulting.
Let's talk about the program of the event in March in Cannes. Could you share with us a few insights?
Yeah, of course. So as I was telling you before, MIPIM is not focusing only on hospitality, but on the whole value chain. That's the reason why among the 27,000 people we welcome each year in Cannes, we have more than 5,000 investors and financial institutions. And each year we do have a main theme. We are a bit trendsetter, and we want to use this opportunity to gather the whole value chain in order to think about some specific topics. This year, the main theme is future is human, and how human is impacting the evolution of the built environment, and how it is more and more important to integrate needs, what expectation does the new generation have in terms of building the new cities. Clearly, hospitality is one of the main asset class where investors are interested to invest in. And this investment is booming from one year to another. So that's the reason why we are extending the exhibition area. We are clearly creating much more networking events, something like 12 or 15 conferences during MIPIM.
Ronan, how will hospitality be addressed during the 4 days of the MIPIM?
In fact, hospitality will be nearly an event within the main event. In fact, we decided to have a clear focus because it's so well linked with the main theme, which is the future is human. And that's the reason why we decided to dedicate a new zone on the seafront. It will be a new and a bigger location with much more exhibitors than we used to have in the past. But one more time, the idea is not only to discover exhibitors, it's also to network with the entire community in order for people to get to know each other and at the end of the day to do business, because that's the reason why MIPIM does exist.
Vanguélis, how will MKG be present during the 4 days of the MIPIM?
As Ronan mentioned, there is several activities that the attendees will have the chance to contribute and participate. But also during the Hospitality Summit, we are the content partners. We are very happy to bring our in-depth analysis about the industry. But also what is, I believe, very important for the future of our industry is how we get education from both sides, the real estate sectors and the hospitality sectors. They have to get together to better understand what is important for each of the parts, to understand what are the new way of developing and investing, and also what are the new brands and the new trends in our industry.
Vanguélis, what was the role of MKG Consulting in this partnership regarding the program?
On a day-to-day basis, we are discussing and advising the investors and the territories, also governmental bodies, and we understood clearly that this profile of asset that Ronan just mentioned, being the mixed use, being a mix between hospitality and commercial asset, is the one who are offering the best performance in terms of return of investment, of course, but also it creates a strong footprint and it contributes to the attractivity of the cities. So to have something which is smooth in terms of investment, but also operations that is related to the investment, is clearly something that creates a new layer of values for those players. And we understood from the relation we have with the investors that now we have to chase a new era of added value creation when it comes to investment. And nowadays it has to resonate with what are the ambition of the cities. So clearly we thought that MIPIM being the major real estate event during the year, it was clearly important to enlarge the footprint it has with the hospitality, and we are pretty pleased to contribute to that.
Ronan, will you share with us a few information about the Hospitality Summit program?
Clearly, it's a by invitation only event, so we target the senior executives who will clearly work on developing the hospitality strategy and hospitality sector in the coming years. It does mean that we'll have investors, developers, architects, and hotel operators, as I was mentioning before. We will open this Hospitality Summit thanks to a keynote provided by a really famous architect who works a lot in the hospitality sector with Mr. Philip Stark. Yes. So we are really pleased to welcome Philip, and I'm sure his insight will be vitally important to the entire audience. And then we'll have a European CEO panel from hotel operators to be able to clearly share with the audience what are the major initiatives for the coming years and how hotel operators can help booming the attractiveness of the cities as well, because it's not only creating hotels, it's also boosting employment, creating new territories within a city. And last but not least, we'll have some table discussion around different topics like how cities create the right condition for hoteliers, or how co-branded hotels are the new frontier in experiential retail. The entire audience will be able to provide their insights and to share ideas and, of course, to take decisions.
I do agree with Ronan. But correct me if I'm wrong, this year the emphasis is toward human, so future is human. I think we can add that also our industry, or both industry, if we take tourism and real estate, hospitality is probably, or even for sure for our opinion, also the future. It's a starting point within these new trends. There is an update on the industry software, the way we develop, the way we partner, how we empower all the stakeholders of the industry here to design and to update this software for the coming decade.
Thank you both gentlemen for this moment on Hospitality On, and see you in Cannes in March.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, Emmanuel.
Thank you.